I know about this only because the article I read was about the horrible things said about these
people that
Holocaust survivors
right.
by their fellow Jews, saying that those are the ones that should have been gassed, or that these are capos, who are the Jews that collaborated, in order to survive a little longer in the concentration camps.
Wow.
And
that's horrible.
But obviously, I think we got to give them some moral authority. That when a Holocaust survivor says what you're doing is wrong, whether it's in St. Louis or Gaza, you should probably listen a little bit.
Right.
You should.
Yeah.
They should be at the first in line to speak.
Yeah.
And it's wrong regardless.
You would think.
What?
Yeah.
It's what?
It's wrong regardless.
Yes, of course. And with the 90-year-old woman, you know what? You probably don't need to.
I mean, really,
put her in restraints.
Was she
in
really
the end,
making
she's
a
still a
disturbance?
90-year-old.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't,
And they were wanting to talk to the governor, who didn't even show up.
Right.
Wait, I forgot. Does the governor work for the people, or the people work for the governor?
Exactly. Bing! This is why we hired
He
Zolene.
was like MIA, and they were saying they need help, and
yeah, she's trying to get consciousness. Now, that's the whole thing about, these protesters. Everybody on the far right or the white side or whatever you want to call it, they want to talk about the looters. All they want to talk about the looters and the lawlessness.
well, they have to spin it.
Yeah.
So they
if it
can use
wasn't
their
for
tanks.
the protesters, this story would have gone away like most shootings do.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been like, oh, yeah, there was some injustice in St. Louis a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
You move on. And it wouldn't have made me kind of rethink how, not only do I think things are messed up, but how fucking effed up the United States is on this issue. That there's these shootings happen all the time. By the way, there's no database of police shootings.
But what's wild is that this data is kind of all new to us. We're living in this kind of the Orwellian camera things has been so out of control now. Just my Facebook feed, what popped up today is that new camera footage had appeared in Ferguson. Somebody's cell phone camera. Someone was able to go and find that whole stream. So it's that all this stuff is occurring. What was wild to me is hearing from my extremely Republican uncle actually about a local shooting. It was a stop that had gotten violent in Monterey. But the video had leaked out and outraged the community and upset things. And then another video that came through was an Indian man who was deaf, so he didn't hear the officer saying stop. He was carrying a carving knife. And I saw the video. Officer just gets out of the car already pulling a sidearm, like extreme prejudice in this case.
Yeah.
Goes over and just guns him down. I was like, they look like, some of them it's like, Internal Affairs should be looking into that stuff. I don't know what's going on, but what's wild is that it's coming out. We're suddenly becoming conscious of these things, and this issue is forefront in our awareness. I mean, it's been a long, hot summer for this stuff, and tough to look at Facebook.
Yeah,
Right.
It is always amazing that there always is some additional footage. Like in St. Louis with the second shooting, which was the guy with the knife, the police reported it one way. Well, what they should have looked around as they were shooting the guy is that there was a guy shooting video the whole time, even before the police got there. And, of course, it totally contradicted what they said. But with with the Michael Brown shooting, there was somebody else recording a video for his friend, and that was what captured maybe some gunshots, which might indicate that.
Did you hear
maybe
that one where he said, "You're pretty, you're so pretty"?
I didn't know. Is that
There's like a 10-second that you can hear the gunshots in the background of the cell
while
phone.
he's talking?
Yeah, and he
Okay.
said, "You're pretty, you're fine."
So.
And then, but you hear,
Yeah.
and then another round of 4.
But even, like Kennedy assassination, there was the Zapruder film, but there was also, later they realized that this police officer had his, a channel open that shouldn't have been open that possibly recorded the gunshots. And then there was, just a few years ago, another film came out, which was not important, but it was of the Kennedy, caravan, just about a minute earlier. And it's like, somebody basically sat on this film not realizing, hey, yeah, that might be something people everywhere would want to look at.
Right.
So it's just getting, and it's just now I have 2 things I can record video with. when I'm not carrying my video camera. My laptop will do it. I think everybody's, most people I know have a smartphone, except Zolim, who refuses. He wants to live with. Oh, he's got.
But
one.
I think always don't text because you
Okay.
never know when you might miss a good murder. So always
It's
have
true.
Your camera
Always keep it
ready
running.
in video.
Sleep tight, kids.
Yeah. I have to
Just
say,
remember-
Keep your texting to a minimum.
does anybody know anybody
miss
with
a
Google
murder.
Glasses? Those are out, right?
Well, I met someone with them a while ago, like a
glasses.
year or so ago. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with I would never use my phone to take a photograph of an extremely attractive woman, without her permission. That'd be very creepy.
Right.
But if I'm wearing Google Glasses and I just have to wink or something,
Right.
and it's like,
Just wait till they're
Oh, boy.
contact lenses.
contact.
yeah, it's like,
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
That's
and
Oh.
little chips in our ears.
So, Jeff, you're not worried about being creepy. You're kind of worried about being caught.
funny.
No, it's not quite because if I could
Yeah.
use the cell phone and get away with it, I would not do it because it's still an active thing. You're still like actively doing it. But if it was like, you definitely,
Okay.
I still look at women and go, oh, I'll remember that
Hey.
later, But with Google,
The male gaze.
Yeah.
I know.
um,
I got to get me some Google glasses so I can.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be the Google glasses that tipped you off as being creepy. It'd probably be
Yeah.
the mug right.
I think it's the mug
It bu-
shot. What? You said the
it'd
mug
probably
shot?
be what?
It would be the mustache ride T-shirt.
Oh.
Well, that's just being polite. That is just being polite.
And he has lowered his price, so.
Yeah. Second ride is
Hop
free.
on.
Second ride is free,
To
ladies.
be clear, it's worth about 5 cents.
Oh,
What?
come on, Randy. Are you saying it's only worth about
No.
5 cents? Oh, now he cuts off. All right. We've
Yeah,
actually talked for about
Wait.
56 minutes with this sick
Oh,
guy.
no. Oh, okay.
Oh, we're not over.
Oh,
Oh,
what
but
time? I
hey,
thought it was an
we're
hour
missing the
show.
big news of the day.
Oh, yeah.
That Obama came out
Right.
in a beige suit for his press conference about ISIS.
Yeah, apparently that was much
Syria.
commented about on the conservative media that he came out in a beige suit. Actually,
So
much
what does
as
that mean?
Yeah, no,
what,
you
what were
usually-
they
yeah.
saying?
Let's
that
pull it up.
meant?
Let's see what it
When
looks
you,
like.
yeah, because when you talk war, usually you want a dark suit that should be a charcoal or a navy blue.
Oh, really?
When you talk
Why-
about unleashing killer flying robots.
well, there's Obama has
Traditionally,
publicly, talked a couple times about the fact that to reduce his time making decisions in the morning, he has simplified his wardrobe, and it is pretty much like, navy and maybe gray or something. Yeah, navy and navy.
Yeah.
So he must have been feeling it to go in deep into the closet and.
This is what a strange
Maybe
story
Michelle's
this is becoming.
handy
Now
on
that
stuff.
there was an interesting piece in the Intercept about how we've come full circle from saying no, there's no way they pulled all the quotes about how Assad was the new Hitler and that it was our moral imperative to bomb him. Now it turns out we're trying to work out coordinating our strikes with him to bomb the people that we armed previously a couple years ago. So it's getting really complicated out there in the Middle East.
It's
It's the old Bill Hicks joke. You guys probably remember this when during the Gulf War and Papa Bush, the joke was, Iraq, they have incredible weapons, and well, how do you know that? And he says, well, we looked at the receipt.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, the Russians love that one. I heard. Yeah, it was funny. I was.
And that's this case. A year ago, Assad was Hitler, and we were arming and funding the rebels. And
Right.
now we're fighting the rebels that we armed and funded, and we're going to partner with Hitler.
Right, and what's wild is it's like we kept looking for these. We want these sort of secular, like these sort of militarily strong yet sort of moderately democratic and slightly Republican, foreign forces. And it's like, do we really believe these ghosts exist? I mean, what else out there? I mean, if you're living in that kind of poverty and that's sort of part of the world, like. I mean, you're kind of all extremist in what you're willing to do to survive. And so it seems to me nonsense of who they thought they were dealing with when they armed all those Syrians. Like, You know,
It's all about the oil.
well, it's like folks are going to cling to their guns and their religion out there in the country. Obama said it himself on the campaign trail. And so you give them guns and they've got some religion, and you know, in desert folks out there are very old-fashioned.
This is why I like drones. The drones don't switch sides. They stay loyal to the video
you pick
gamers.
side, you stay with it.
I don't know. The
And
Chinese
I think
cyber
people would
attacks are
forgive
pretty
Obama if,
good.
when he came out to do those press conferences, that they would just play like Benny Hill music the whole time. I think
That's funny.
That's what you'd
that would
prefer.
be.
How does it go?
Yeah, because it really is. I mean, it's lunacy, right? I mean, it happens. It happens all the time. I mean, we end up fighting people that we armed, that were our friends yesterday, and now we're fighting them today. And
Well,
it's
didn't
happened
we-
over and over and over again in the Middle
Endless
East.
cycle. It's just a cycle of bullcrap.
But
They
but
don't-
didn't
they-
you know?
Cycle
Didn't
of
we probably
violence.
use some British weapons against the British?
Oh, well, French muskets. That's
Yeah.
where the U.S. dollar symbol comes from, is the Spanish silver we used to purchase all those French muskets. We had to smuggle them in from New Orleans. So
All right.
Oh,
so
really?
now, but I
I
think
think
it
it
is
all
a
started
good
with
knowledge.
an arms deal.
There you
actually.
go.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I did like Jan's failed attempt to do the Benny Hill music. Give it another
Oh,
try.
it's- no,
Come on, give it another try.
no, I'm going. It's not that. Oh yeah. Something like
That's
that.
it.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, there we
it
go.
is.
There we go.
That's funny.
So yeah, there's a lot of articles about the beige suit, and maybe that's a way you distract from the real things going on.
Hey,
Yeah.
maybe he really is the smartest guy in the room. He's
Yeah.
like,
It's just, well, it's funny.
I'll give
because
these
my memory of it-
motherfuckers something to talk about. I'm
Well,
going to wear a beige suit.
Yeah.
But that how the like you knew that the war was on. You knew, and you saw the briefing, and with George Senior and George Junior, both wars, when they came out wearing those jet black suits with the crisp white shirt and the deep red tie, that blood red tie, and you knew it was on.
Oh really? What's the
Oh,
deal?
yeah.
What do you
Like,
guys
as
think
a-
about this?
Yeah, like as a young Anglo man, I have to tell you that ethnic costume, you just knew it meant war before they even opened their mouths.
It does look friendly. The beige suit looks like a guy who's chilling.
Is that what it was supposed to be?
Well, it's
I
It looks
summer.
like
Actually, it should
camouflage.
be a summer weight suit.
It's his
I
Labor
mean,
Day
There
weekend.
you go.
I'm going to defer to the brother on his choice of apparel.
But I want to know, Randy, what do you think about him kind of, talking about war and and taking this stance, the guy that we elected so long ago and now becoming
Jan
seeming
campaigned
like
for
a-
Obama.
yeah. I campaigned
yeah,
with you, so did
yeah,
Randy
yeah.
campaign. We were
Cordell,
knocking on
did you
some
campaign for
doors,
Obama
Bobby.
at all? Or
I campaign against him for sure.
did you?
No. no. I supported him. What if I did?
Well,
No,
I don't know if you guys saw the Cornell West article
no.
and quote about how
Oh yeah. I
you
did.
know he posed as a progressive, and Jim knows this. I'm like so let down and disappointed because a lot of things did not change at all, and I was probably naive to think they would, especially with respect to national security. I mean, we have the same strategy, we have the same players in place, and drone strikes and surveillance and Guantanamo and.
Do you think he
I
just
mean,
had to
might as well-
buckle to the pressure?
Might as well
It's
be-
just too
No.
entrenched, or do you think it was a lie? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
good
but-
question.
Yeah. Did,
Well,
what,
I missed the question, Jan.
Oh, so I think the question is, do you think he buckled under pressure, or are we revealing the true self that he is
Right.
getting what he wants, or doing what he wants?
Right?
No,
was it
I
a lie?
think that what's been revealed is he was in the back pocket of the big banks, right? He's held none of the big, nobody accountable with regards to the bailout and the banks swindling all of us out of, over $1 trillion. So, and it's revealed now that that happened well in advance of him being elected, and the frustration of him always wanting to reach across the table and come to the center. I think from day one, he really has been center right on most things. And
But what
I
about,
mean,
what
I've
about
clung to hope the whole
Congress?
time, hoping he's going to outsmart everybody. He's the smartest guy in the room, and he's